Yeah, I mean, I just took yesterday off. To be honest with you, I didn't do anything. I relaxed and I can't really remember what I did. Didn't do much, right? But fell asleep about 8:30 last night, so it's pretty tired. But yeah, I came in early today to get to work and just same rhythm for us. We just had a pretty lengthy film session with the guys, just kind of introducing them to the next opponent and some defensive stuff and some personnel, and then tomorrow we'll cover some of the offensive stuff and special teams.
Nick, I would assume with a veteran team, it wasn't hard to kind of tell them in the moment, but let's move on and realize it's a bigger goal now.
Yeah, I mean, I think, yeah, that's the message, I guess. I said a little bit about that in the locker room, after the game. To me, it's too far away to be giving any big speeches about anything right now. I just wanted to kind of get them switched off of the last team and on to the next one here a little bit and continue. I'd say this is still almost recuperation day today, really, both mind and body.
You beat Golden State twice this year. What are you expecting to see different in the final?
A better team playing harder. I think both teams playing harder and playing better.
Nick, is there any concern for you that the moment is going to get so big that, I mean, you've got players who've been there before, but you also have a lot who haven't? You have to address that.
I don't know. I think along this little playoff run, there's been some critical games, right? There's been some ups and downs, and again, I know I keep broken record this, but we're just trying to take what's in front of us, and right now it's game one, right? And if we come up with some ideas here, which we'll do before Thursday, some major emphasis points, and you know what some of them are going to be. They're going to be, give an incredible effort, right? I mean, that's no matter who we're playing, where, what gym, whatever. We gotta focus on some of those things of really running and really playing physical and really blocking out and playing great team defense. And then the rest of it takes care of itself a lot of times. So you try not to, you just got to zero in on what you're focusing on and get out of some of that stuff.
The Warriors in their playoff past have obviously run a lot of centers off the floor. What makes Mark and Serge special and different in being able to stay on the floor, preferably for you guys?
I mean, I don't know, Eric. I guess, first of all, Serge is pretty versatile as far as being able to, play some smaller people. Mark seems to be able to be smart enough. I mean, he did some incredible switching in the last series, onto really good players, and was able to hold his own for the most part. I don't really remember any embarrassing moments where he switched onto somebody and they just zip right by him for a layup, right? He's pretty cagey with his size and his stick hand and being able to at least move his feet and catching up with them later on or something like that. So that's good that those two guys are able to play. And it's not, something that we haven't seen, that teams have tried to play us a little smaller and we've been able to keep one of those guys out there.
The Warriors are obviously a different thing altogether, but having played Philadelphia and Milwaukee, so different stylistically and post very good defensive results, how encouraging is that to you to know you have that sort of stylistic?
Well, first of all, you're right. This will be a whole nother project, This will be a whole nother project. It's a different team that plays a different way. I mean, I'm glad we were able to adjust to the styles, right? I think they were as contrasting about as they could be with a set play, big, strong, all over the floor team that had a lot of scorers to a spread the floor, race it up the floor, punch the paint and try to kick out to a bunch of shooters. And we were able to adjust in those contrasting styles, I think, pretty well. So we'll have to do it again. I'm expecting it to probably start one way and go another, and lots of changes here and there. It's kind of hard, like today, to go in there and you show them some of their plays, and the guys will say, "How are we going to guard that?" And I'm like, "Well, here's three or four ways right here we might guard it. We got to see which one's going to be best."
Do you enjoy that
kind of part of the game, getting the adaptation and changing during the game? Does it suit your coaching personality?
I guess I enjoy it. I mean, it's part of it. You better be able to do it, Doug. Right? I mean, I think these games, change from game one to game two. Or even the players' performances change so much. I think I said this in one of the other ones. I get the games mixed up here a little bit, but one game Bledsoe really had it going. I think it was the game in Milwaukee after he hadn't played very well, and I remember saying in the timeout, "This is not last game. We got to guard this guy differently tonight." So I think that stuff's going on all the time, and it's just kind of reading the moment and what you need. And sometimes you're really right with your ideas, and sometimes you're not. And if you're not, you got to quickly go to something else.
Hey, Nick, when you look at the way Fred kind of went from ice cold to as hot as you could probably be as a three-point shooter, and the way Danny's in that cold spot right now. I mean, how do you sort of deal with that as a coach and sort of predict it in terms of the way you deploy lineup?
Well, again, if you could predict it, you'd really have something going there. But you just gotta, you gotta go test it, right? Let's take Fred for example. First of all, I think I was not discouraged. I thought he was playing so great around his shooting numbers not being that good. We needed him. We needed his ball handling. We needed his toughness. We needed his leadership. It didn't really bother me very much. Really, really believe in the kid. Danny's the same. I think in the double overtime game he was 0 for 7 or something, and we had a couple guys foul out, and I kind of had to put him back in, and end up asking him to make one. He said, "Okay, I'll make one." So we drew a play for him, and he made it. You just and now you get a new series, right? You get a new series, and you just don't know. Does this, for some reason the Orlando series didn't suit Norman Powell, but the Philly series didn't. The Philly series didn't suit Norman Powell, but for some reason the Milwaukee series did. Maybe that Milwaukee series didn't suit Danny for some reason, and maybe this one will. And that's where you got to kind of go until you see it.
These guys are obviously tough to guard in general, but how much does it help when you have Danny and Kawhi and Mark and Serge, who have all played against them in the playoffs multiple times and seen them, kind of just about every in terms of figuring out what to do and how to do it?
Yeah, I think it helps. Obviously, Tim, I think the one big thing that you need to go in there with is that you can guard them, right? And those guys that at least have played them, will say, this is what we did. In fact, Adrian Griffin has played him as an lead assistant defensive coach a number of times as well, and he's brought his game plans with him. They travel. So there's a lot of good ideas from a lot of guys, and that's we certainly open our ears and listen to our guys, and why wouldn't you, man? They're the ones out there, and they're the ones that've been through it already before.
Nick, this team is kind of new and it's come together on the fly a lot. How much attention have you paid or did you pay in trying to develop some kind of connection with the group apart from on the floor?
Off the floor team building. I mean, yeah, we do some of that stuff, but it's like you said, we do training camp. That's kind of what that's meant for, and stuff. And there was a lot of cool things that happened whatever organically on their own, and just kind of what teams do, right? Team bonding things. We have had some additions since training camp. There's a few guys here that didn't go through that. But really, Michael, I think going through some tough, hard playoff series, and just being together and fighting together and going through all the film and sticking together, right? I think is what really brings the team together.
Nick, you guys have faced a series deficit in all 3 rounds getting here. How important is it to set the tone early in the series? Is there a feeling that there isn't quite that margin for error against the Warriors?
Well, it'd be nice not to face a series deficit, that's for sure, right? But again, I think you just kind of got to take it as it comes, right? I think you certainly didn't want to lose the first game against Orlando, but for some reason that ended up being a really good thing for us because we looked pretty good the next 4 times out, right? And I don't know, we lost embarrassingly in Philly and played pretty good from then on out. We dropped 2 to these guys, and nobody really wasn't that despondent about it. I thought we'd go home and get a couple, and then we'll have a series on our hands. So we'll just play them as they come.
Can you give us an update on the OG situation?
Yes. He's doing better. He's on the court. He's moving around. He's I think healed. Not quite 100%, but healing really well. And I talked to Alex McKechnie today, and he said it's probably still about 10 days away from playing.
Taking contact now.
Yes.
Obviously, this is a huge moment for the franchise, and we've seen how the country has reacted. But I was reading somewhere today that this run for the Raptors is going to inspire kids, 10,000 kids or more to play basketball. Has that kind of sunk in how it's going to go away from, the big-time hardcore to the grassroots teams?
It hasn't sunk in. I haven't really thought about that, but that's a really awesome thing to think about, right? And I think it is. And I mean, listen, I understand the excitement in the city. It's great, right? Somebody grabbed me right after the game the other night and said one comment, and I said this is an awesome city, man. I'm really happy for the fans here. I'm really happy. So, as far as the grassroots basketball, this country's really coming. Right, basketball-wise, it seems to be super popular and super talented. So I think it only helps it down the road.